So I'll be sharing our work wherein we involve survivors in our planning and in provision of interventions for them. Balay works with individual, families, and groups. And so I'll be sharing some cases of our group interventions for a group of released political detainees and survivors of torture. So this is a group of former political detainees, or they were also tortured after their incarcerations. They were tortured by the arresting persons before they were brought to the detention centers. So these groups are in Mindanao, wherein I also serve as the program coordinator for our regional office there. So Balay has continued support after the release from detention by organizing them and utilize the self-help group approach. So, but before we organize them, of course, we started our interventions in during their detention. No, we provided psychosocial support while they are still in jail, while they were still there, waiting for the decision of their cases. And then after they were released, we were able to organize them. But of course, before we organized them, we also asked them on what they wanted to do after the release, and we also consulted them what are their problems that they need to be responded, or they need Balay to help them. And so they have expressed that they wanted to have this group wherein they could share their emotions, their thoughts, or they can share their problems to those who share the same sentiments with them. So they wanted to organize themselves, no, so that others can support them. No? And of course, they wanted that the groups, the members of the group will have trust with each other. And so it is also the group's decision to use the self-help group approach. So they have formulated their goals and able to plan how to reach that goals. So by the way, the self-help group approach initially or basically is designed really for economic advancement. But when we use this in this group of survivors, it has paved the way to strengthen or to improve camaraderie, strengthen support system, and help them in their healing process.
So I think basically we need to think of two different things. Like we should respect the choice of the victim because it's their interest and we are not to decide his or her interest. And the second thing is about the informed decision, the substituted decision making or assisted decision making. So if we do take the decision on their part, so it's not a justice to the victim because we are not somebody to decide on their own. But sometimes it's a tricky situation when somebody has some psychotic disorder. For example, victims who are underwent a series of trauma and have some psychotic illness and are not in a state to decide or do not have adequate insight to decide whether they are able to present at the conference. So in that instance, I think we need to consult with the family members and then assist them with the decision making. So what we have been doing is we screen them first. We identify the cases from within the communities. So based on the capacity building of the healthcare providers who are already trained by us on WHO MS GAP. And after the training, and once these cases are identified, they undergo a series of psychosocial counseling and treatment. And as they heal, then we explore their interest on being mobilized as a people for change.
Yes, the survivor, having survivor as a change agent is very good opportunity for us to basically, put them in the center of our program like that. Our group discussed a lot the risk factors involved with that, and we discussed that if there are so many risks associated with this, because this is not business as usual. So, being partner of that very survivor group, we have to educate and sensitize them about some of the potential risk in a very assertive manner, in a very empowering manner, that yes, you are going to do it, but you have to follow these things. For example, the language that you will use and other things that you will use, okay? Because now you are not a victim or survivor, but you are now acting as a change agent, educating and sensitizing other people to come at fore and take the lead like that. The power distance, yeah. It is also one of the dilemmas, I would call it, that when our community partners or the target groups come to replace us, so we also feel some sort of threats that, okay, then where we will go as change agent. If our partner group becomes change agent, then what would be our role like that? So the kind of power distance is already built into our program as well, okay? We are basically social worker. Why we are social worker? Because the poors are there. When the poors are not there, then what would be our status like that? So we have to take into account these things at our staff level, that no, we are partners and we have to take them as our stakeholders and we have to empower them. So we will provide them technical support as their partner, not as their leader like that. So we have to think about this power distance that exists between us and our target group.